they had the picture, and he was like, yeah, I was trying to keep it a secret, or she was saying he was trying to keep it a secret, but he was too excited because he had posted it on his stories like, oh, I'm a dad, blah 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 blah, and come to find out that baby ain't even his. Even if I said, hey, we've been married for 20 years, I want to test my child with you, I want to do a DNA test.
I think it's fair.
Would you feel disrespected? When a woman is pregnant and a man is unsure if this is actually his baby, right? He would treat this woman differently throughout her pregnancy.
Have you been sexually involved with anybody else in the past few months, or is this 100% my child?
If he's going to be a scumbag throughout her pregnancy, he was a conscious scumbag. You know, I know a lot of friends of mine who voted for Biden and they regret voting for him once he got into office.
You have this thing called federalism, and federalism gives states power to do essentially what they want to do.
And her nose can make a nose that looked like somebody knows. I don't know what kind of nose and who knows at that point.
Okay, so guys, we all know that we're in an election year and we're getting closer and closer to election day. So what do you guys think about the election so far?
I'm ready for it to be over.
I can honestly agree with that, just because I hate the conversations surrounding why this candidate isn't good and why this person's better for this one. And it doesn't matter that this person is went to jail, or like, I hate the actual conversation around that and not the policy conversation. What do you feel?
I feel like every election, the drama gets multiplied by 7. And one thing I don't respect about any of these elections that I've been able to consciously be aware of, at whatever age we will call it, it's always been more so like a blackmail, extortion, shit on somebody's character. And it's never been about, realistically, who's better. It's always about who's worse. I feel like that is the highlight. This person is worse because of this, and this person is worse because of that. But it's like, why do we have to pick a poison? Why can't there actually be something that's going to be, you know, more so positive with not just the current version of themselves, but the historical version of themselves?
But the thing is, we aren't able to change that. These are the candidates that were put in front of us, and you have to choose from.
But that's what I'm saying. You know, like, I just hate the fact that money plays a big part in all of this, in terms of the funding, the marketing, and the ability to even compete. Because I feel like there's a lot more qualifying candidates that we may never know of, because they simply cannot go against these, you know, big entities.
Well, that's actually true, because there's other parties that don't really get pushed to the limelight so often, and I don't really think that that means that they aren't working hard enough to get there. I just think that people focus more so on the two main parties, the Democratic and the Republican Party. But you also did say something before about every election being more and more drama. Why do you think that is, though?
It's like a TV show. Shit is like television.
But why what brings the drama? Why do you think that the drama presents itself now? Because, to be honest, when I was younger, not able to vote, I should add, I didn't know about there being any drama surrounding elections. We can say, and this is just a fact, this is not my opinion, Trump has ran in the past 3 elections.
Including this?
Yes, this election, the last election, we lost to Biden, and the election before that.
He won.
The one we won.
The one he won. That's just a fact, and I'll just let that sit.
But it's but I think that it's not just him. It's always been drama. George Bush was drama. I remember when I was a kid, and hey, somebody please correct me if I'm wrong.
Let me correct you.
George what?
No, George Bush level of like dislike or people not. He got a shoe thrown at him. Like, if people remember that, there was never a level of like, he did. That boy quick with it. Yeah. Didn't he dodge 2 of them? Right? Yeah. I remember. It's not the same.
But that's what I'm saying, though. That was 20 years and 25 years ago.
I don't know. When was he elected? I don't know.
It was like 2000, right?
2000?
So that was literally 20 to 25 years ago. I remember, what I'm trying to say is, every election, the drama multiplies. So we went from a shoe to a bullet, right? And that just actually shows
bullet.
Donald Trump, like from a shoe to a bullet in the last 25 years.
Yeah, you missed Obama.
No, I know. I get that, but what?
He's trying to compare that level of drama and this level of drama. So you think it's the times?
Yeah,
But you can't compare that because that was overseas somewhere. I think like Middle East or whatever. And then the thing with Trump was here.
No, I get that, but we're not going to get into the next conversation of, is this really real, right? In terms of these shootings or the person throwing the shoe, right? Are these staged events? Because we're seeing now so many different staged events being, exposed. But my thing is, it's always dramatics, right? And it's gaining more and more. And I personally believe, because drama, one, drives engagement and drives the grasp of someone's attention. And you can either, gain somebody to be a supporter or gain somebody to be an opposition of whomever it is. And I feel like they keep on driving this stuff because it's literally the climate that we're in full. So much shit is fake and so much shit is staged and so much shit is planned. So much propaganda is out there. And then we have so many different things that are fact checkers that are not real fact checkers, and things that are real fact checkers that's getting misconstrued with not being a fact. And I feel like we're in a time where, not just in this election, but this election is also showing that the lines have been blurred so much, it's hard for the average person to see any type of truth. And that makes the decision that the average person going to make, be more so like manipulated to a certain point. And, I know a lot of friends of mine who voted for Biden and they regret voting for him once he got into office. If not every one of my friends, right? And, we all had this conversation, during the time. And I feel as if, you think about it, it's like, well, how can somebody actually vote for somebody and then get upset about voting for him? The real thing is because not
upset or just I won't vote for them again.
Upset and regretting it. Upset and regretting it, So when you have somebody who voted for somebody and then they regret it, what is the reason for that? Is it because they feel like they were, made fraud, they were given empty promises? Maybe the other person's marketing campaign just, was that much better than the other person? Okay. Or were they actually a better suitable president?
Well, does the regret lie anywhere in feeling like the other candidate could have done better? Because if they went with Biden thinking that was the better candidate based on policies or them not agreeing with what the other candidates stand for, what's the point of regretting? Even if that candidate became president and didn't follow through with a lot of his policies, a lot of the changes that he said that he would come through with. What did the other candidate have that would have made it better for your friends? Good question.
I mean, you're asking me to speak on behalf of them.
You're right, because you made it seem like it was a unanimous.
No, all my friends that I know personally that did make that vote did regret that vote.
Right. So what she's saying is like, why is it that they regret it?
I mean, it's
because like Erin actually said, and that's why I asked this question. Sorry. Is it a regret or is just I would not vote for them again?
No, as I wish I didn't vote for them. Right. And when you have that,
but what's the reason?
But that reason, see, the difference between me and a lot of people is I'm not the one to say why. I'm the one to say, I told you not to. And that's the end of the conversation. So I think that's a conversation that you would have to have with them, because that I can't answer for it. I don't have an answer for it, right? I don't dive into the, well, why do you feel that way? Because to be honest, I don't even care enough, because once the damage is done, the damage is done. You made your decision.
But so why y'all talking about it if don't nobody?
I was about to say, then there's
Well,
no
but it's
reason
not like-
for a statement about regret to be coming out of your mouth if nobody cares that much.
No, it's not even about that. They could say something. First of all, I'm the king of, you bring up something that you know that I've already spoken to you about, and because it could be something that's at the forefront of news, and you say, damn, yo, I wish I never voted for this person. I'll be like, well, I told you. And that's it. And that's it. That's it. We don't have to have a whole conversation. It's
I need to know why.
yes, but I see everybody's different,
I
right?
need to understand the pathology behind whatever
I didn't even
people
understand,
say.
but I didn't understand why you did it to begin with. So that's
Did
what.
you ask him why?
Well, I mean, at that time, of course.
So you asked him
At that
why initially.
Yeah.
But then when he said that he regretted it, you didn't ask.
Yeah, no, because once you already made your decision, we was already here with it. You know what I'm saying? So, and I didn't understand it from the very beginning, and I wasn't going to, obviously. But the point is, there's many people, and I would love to know if there's a stat, right? And I don't think that there is, but I would love to know if there's a survey that is done or conducted of how many people regret their votes on a election to election basis. Right? And if there is, and I would love to know what that is, if it's a high one, if it's a low one, because there's definitely some type of pattern that's being done in terms of people are dissatisfied with whatever situation or whatever candidates that they're actually selecting.
Let me interject here. So one thing that I believe is that the majority of Americans, unfortunately, don't understand how government works. Meaning, oh, President such and such said he was going to do this, but he didn't. Well, unless you have a Congress that is going to vote with you to pass whatever legislation, it's not going to happen. So yeah, that president may have, like they promised.
Attempted.
No, they did. They actually did. They put it forth, but then it wasn't
It's not
voted.
to one person.
Yeah, it wasn't voted into legislation. Yes, presidents can sign executive orders, but they're only good through their term until it's overturned. So that's part of the problem. They want, and I'll even say like President Trump, he may have put whatever in place when he was president, but as soon as he was out of office, the Biden administration kept some of his policies, and then they reversed a lot of them. So that's why executive order is kind of like a last straw for the executive branch, because they know it's not going to last most of the time. So you want bills to pass, you want it to be legislation, you want it to be codified, and a lot of people don't understand that.
So my question is, why do we only vote for one person?
What do you mean?
Like, if there's let's just say you have, I don't know, 3 groups, or 3 entities, I should say, that must come together to pass such and such law or whatever, is being proposed.
So like Congress,
Congress, yeah.
that's 2.
Well, 2, all right. So let's say if you have these entities, right? Why are we only voting for the one?
What do you
In
mean?
a sense, like, why are we voting for the president and not every moving piece?
Elections don't follow like the same path, meaning like you don't vote for your president, your senator, and all your Congress people at the same time, but you still vote for them. So, I mean, everybody that I vote for, like I'm not just voting for the president. I also vote for my school board. I vote for the justice of the peace who's going to proceed over my eviction filings. I vote for my congressmen, and we have tons of them in Texas because Texas is so big. I vote for my senators.
Yeah, but
And my state
Not always
representatives.
all in the
but
same
what I'm saying,
presidential
Election, right.
year.
They skip, right.
So like, for example, please inform me. If there's a senator in California
Mm-hmm.
that's running, everyone votes for him in the country.
No, in California.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Wait, so you want people in Texas to vote for the senator in
I
California?
think, yes, yeah.
Why?
So what I'm saying is, we come together for one president, right? But we don't come together for all the moving parts that can literally supersede the president.
We do.
No, state to state, we do, right?
Right, because
But not
federalism.
collectively.
Yeah. So so you have this thing called federalism, and federalism gives states power to do essentially what they want to do.
Yeah.
And the federal government essentially has to stay out of it. That's how Roe v. Wade was overturned, because they gave the power back to the states, if you will. But onto what you were saying, you don't want Texas people voting in California elections because it doesn't affect them. They don't know about it. They don't.
It does.
No, it doesn't.
It does when it comes down to electing your president and his or her potential power.
Yeah, but why? But why? How would it be fair for me, Aaron Campbell, to vote for the governor, or the senator, or the fucking city council person in California?
Well, I wouldn't say I would go with the senator, for example, because the senators tend to have more power than the president, right? So if your senator,
Not the senator, the Senate.
the Senate, okay. So let's just say
It's made up of how many people?
It's two per state, so it's 100 people.
In a while.
Yeah.
It's 100 people. It's two per
So
state.
Cast I
Yeah,
have
but
it
it's
into
going wild. So you have 100 people.
Well, this is good public education.
Right? So you have 100 people, right? So these 100 people technically, collectively, are more powerful than any president that we elect.
Not really, because the thing is that, so the way bills work, it starts in Congress, has to pass Congress first, and then it goes to the Senate. So the Senate could say no. So I'll say this. So the Senate has more power. I'd say more power than the House does.
Don't they put things to a vote?
Yeah, but it has to get out the House first, then it goes to the Senate.
Right. No, I'm saying it to the point where he's saying the Senate has more power. They vote on everything. So it's like if there's more votes to pass something than there is to not pass it, then it'll get passed.
So look, we're trying to work forward, and I'm saying we need to work backwards, right? So you want to go to the Congress, and then from the Congress, well, we have to go through the Congress. Then from the Congress, we go to the Senate.
No, okay, let me go back 2 steps. Congress is the body that is comprised.
Do the footwork.
No.
Okay.
Congress is the body that is comprised of the House of Representatives and the Senate. So everything is Congress.
Okay.
So the people. So really, your senator is a congressperson.
Yes, I get it.
Your rep is a congressperson. It's just that the way they use the terms, I can see how it can be kind of confusing. But there, you have your representatives and you have your senators.
But it's all one.
But it's all
one
Congress.
entity. Yeah.
Exactly.
You have
but what
small
I'm saying is-
elections, and that's why it's important to vote in those.
But
small
is it?
Yes.
It is.
So what I'm saying is this.
Because essentially that'll be more important.
No, it's not, because here's my thing.
It actually
If the senator typically does not like can't say Congress, so
The rep.
the rep or reps,
There are
right?
tons of them. Yeah.
Right? So if the senators typically don't pass or don't like what the reps are proposing from the people, whatever we do in hand to the reps doesn't necessarily matter if the senator is saying no.
You're right.
So if we get the senator on board and then work through the reps, then the senator will be in favor to pass things to the president, which hopefully he's.
Okay, and I'll give you. So you're right. And the point is, that's why they're always talking about midterm elections. Is because you want who's in office. The person that's in office, they're trying to get elected people in their party. So the more Republicans you have in the House and the more senators you have in the House, that means you have better chances of things becoming legislation.
I have a question. Do you know, or do we know, the last time, or if not the last time, how many times, let's just give since 2000, a state has flipped from a Republican state to a Democratic state or vice versa?
In a presidential election or what?
Yeah, so like for the senator, for example, right? It's tough, but my thing is, why is it tough? Like, so here's what I'm trying to say is this.
I'll tell you why. Redlining. It's literally redlining. It's because when they dissect like these what do they call, like, the areas, the political districts or whatever, they lessen the effect of people's votes. And so I literally to this day I don't understand how like redlining is
Legal?
yeah. I literally don't understand how it's legal.
So the point that I'm trying to make, for example, let's use redlining. It's just like, it seems like it's really impossible to really make a change from not the presidential side, but from everything underneath it, right? A dramatic change, I should say, right? And those are typically the people who are holding the power, and they're like the gatekeepers of everything. So if you have a gatekeeper that's blocking the ways of actually implementing some things that should be, changed relatively immediately, and then maybe it gets dragged off for 2 decades and enough people finally complain about it, or enough is enough, and they realize that we have no choice but to really kind of force what this change is, that's when things start to get, done. And I feel like to actually make change, they've made it in such a way where it takes so long that it can't be immediate. So my thing is, why don't we vote, or why don't we have as big of an election, or why isn't there as many people that are to be involved in these elections for the things that can actually make change and make it at a faster rate? Like, I don't feel like we should have to wait. Okay, so what I'm trying to say is, we get to a point where we promote division. No matter which way, if my interest does not care about your interest, or they don't align, I could have zero care in the world about what changes that you need. So then what happens is, it's a tug-of-war battle for decades, and by the time we finally get change, there's already 2 generations that have passed, right? No Diddy, that was like that air shit. But I was trying to say like tug-of-war, you know what I'm saying?
But you know what? I think
it's just, I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you. I just think that the methods that we have right now, when it comes to voting and the structure of voting and the structure of people of power, are not really conducive in terms of actually having a speedy solution.
I don't believe that speedy is necessarily what we need, but I do agree with you that like the way the current system is, it's very much broken. It's very broken. It's controlled by people with money, people with power. However, it could be worse.
Definitely can.
Unfortunately, like, and I hate that I look at it that way, but I actually do look at it like it could be worse. We could be voting like they vote in Jamaica. You go around and give somebody dumpling and chicken back, and you get their vote.
It's all bribe. It's still a bribe. It's just a different bribe.
You say?
It's a more affordable bribe. It's a more affordable bribe. See, like, why should there be a state? I don't care if there's a state. I don't care if it's a person. I don't care if it's your mother. I don't think that there's anybody that should ever get involved with the woman's body's choice. Now, if you want to do something to, and this is going to sound way more extreme, but if you want to do something that's going to prohibit this,
I know exactly where you're going.
Then don't allow sex, right? Don't allow premarital sex. Make that against the law, right? If you make that against the law, I guarantee you those repercussions will slow down the need for any type of, abortion or decision to have an abortion or not. So my thing is, don't get involved in what somebody does with their body, because not for nothing, they have a bunch of kids right now deciding their gender, right? You have a kid that can decide their gender, but you can't have a woman that can decide what she wants to do with the child. It does not make sense to me, right? So when it comes down to it, if you're going to get out the way all the way. If you're going to get in the way all the way. Pick a side.
Well, but so that's the problem. Like you have competing interests. So if you are pro-life and you want to have every child to be born, so on and so forth, you have to have enough money and resources publicly and privately to make sure that those kids live and thrive. And the thing is that you can't have legislation that is in contravention of that. And that's the problem. So it's like, okay, you want these people to have kids, but like, now what? Are you going to give more WIC money? Are you going to give mothers more time off of work?
Yeah.
Paid? Fathers also, like there's just so much that goes along with it. You can't just say, oh, you got to have that baby.
Kids.
Yeah, let them be kids, exactly, And so, and one thing that I really have not seen people talk about, because so many men are just, they hate child support, is really going to be a problem now, because she might have went and aborted the fetus. But now, it's not your decision. It's not her decision. It's a decision of the federal government.
That's just nuts.
Or the state government. And they're saying, no, you got to keep this baby. And so now y'all already made a decision y'all not going to be together. So now you on child support.
Well, I mean, the thing is, and I'll be honest with you, and my thing is, when it comes to abortion, and I'm not a woman, let's just make sure we know this. And it's going to sound crazy, but if you decide to have an abortion at 6 months, I think you should be able to do it. I am pro-abortion at whatever cost that you deem fit. And the reason is, we are having so many kids being born in unfavorable situations, in poverty, in situations where they're growing up without both parents, which is probably a good variable and why there's so many adults today that need therapy, because you're bringing in a child in a situation where they're not going to be able to have the proper foundation. And if you notice that at 6 months, at 5 months, at 4 months, at 3 months, at 4 weeks, you should have never had sex. I agree. But if we're going to allow the abortion, allow it all the way. And I don't think that you should get in the way of it. If anything, make sex the actual repercussion.
But 6 months,
I'm cool with that.
Monitor that though.
But that's why he's saying, like, it's so crazy.
No, I get if you can go that way, go this way. But it's just like that.
There's got to be a way we could tell if you was fucking in the last week or two. Or like in the month. There's got to be a way. But yeah, I mean, I just think that you shouldn't get in the way with it. I mean, I don't know. I just feel like stop the sex. That's the nucleus. Oh, that's what I was going to say. Back in the day when they said you couldn't drink alcohol, we found a way to drink, right? Not we, but people. And they said that you can't smoke weed. They found a way to smoke. You're going to tell women that they can't get they can't get an abortion. You think that's going to stop anything?
Exactly.
It's not going to stop anything.
That's one of the biggest arguments.
You can't stop it. I don't care who you are, what government official you are. You can't stop what people are going to decide to do with their body. You know what I'm saying? And that's just it. And there's going to be people who are going to be able to do it and help assist in it. There's going to be professionals who are going to, on under the table, help out these women. And and then what's going to happen? It's going to last for 4 years, 8 years, however long. And then it's going to get reversed. It's a waste of time. We're fighting a battle and we're adding something where we should be looking at so many more important factors in this election other than a woman's body and her decision to do with a baby that,
So, with that said, it's being coupled with so many other things, because you can't say, oh, I'm pro-life and also say, oh, but I want to vote for the Democratic Party.
They're saying, like, you have to pick a side?
Well, but like, it's literally down, it's black and white, it's down the line. You can't say, oh, well, I feel like women should have abortions. I feel like a husband and a wife, man and woman, they should be able to have an abortion because that's their family planning method. And then say you want to vote for Donald Trump. That's the problem. They're literally being coupled, and it's forcing people to like pick a side.
Well, I would say this, and I don't know if there's a way.
There's not.
I know you like to have a solution for this, but no, this is a little bit different. But it's the same topic. I don't have a solution for it, but I do feel as if there was going to be an abortion, there has to be 2 signatures or something. Both people should have, both active participants.
What if the other one isn't around?
What if?
Well, unless that is,
Well, yeah, what is
unless that-
no? There's
unless
a
that's-
lot of factors.
Yeah, because if there was like, God forbid, like, you know what I'm saying? I do think that there are special situations that, you know, do get treated differently. But when it comes down to, like, let's say if me and
Keisha.
Josephine, never Keisha, me and Josephine are actively having sex.
Never Keisha, but Josephine.
Yeah, I would do.
Josephine, that's my great auntie name.
I would do. I'll do an old Josephine before I do any Keishas, right? But let's say me and Josephine are having.
He was walking around with
Yeah,
that
we
house
call-
coat on,
we call her
no
Fifi.
drawers on.
We call her Fifi, and it had the fur trim right here, you know, and on the cuffs. So if me and her were having sex, let's say we were actively having sex, and you know she gets pregnant, and let's say I wanted to keep the baby and she didn't. I do feel like when we're doing this, like there has to be two signatures that would have to, you know, allow the abortion.
But Rico, you earlier said that, you know, no one besides a woman should be in women's business about what they should do with their body. But you saying that there should be two signatures contradicts that. Because,
Well, I'm not.
because now you're stopping her from doing something with her body that she wants to do because of something that you want.
Well, I was speaking when I said no, and I was speaking in regards to the
Anyone but you.
no.
Just kidding.
Anyone, the government,
Government,
you know, I don't think the government should step in between. But if there's two people having, the thing is, if there's two people who's creating this baby, that baby is rightfully both of theirs equally, whether somebody's pushing it out or not, because there's going to be somebody who is responsible mentally, emotionally, and potentially financially of that child once it is conceived.
That is
So-
true, but
so
only
with that-
one of you is growing. that
Somebody got to
child.
get it here.
Yeah, but my thing is, if you're going to decide the same way, if I'm a man and I'm going to decide to have sex without a condom and she gets pregnant and I say I don't want it, I'm still responsible. The same exact responsibility.
Right, but you could have not skied it.
No, pre-cum. I could not even control some of the skeet, right? So the same way, the same responsibility a man has is the same responsibility I feel like a woman should have in regards to a baby being born. So if you're gonna want to have sex and you're going to allow a man to come inside you, or you're not even going to, even if you're unsure, we all have 2 feet, and there's a bunch of CVS's that Erin like. I like Walgreens.
Walgreens is disgusting.
That sell that did. Thank you, Marie. That sell.
Maybe a Dwayne Reed, but Walgreens, like regular old Walgreens.
I don't know what Walgreens you've been to. I've never been to a nasty Walgreens. I've never. seen
Walgreens
one.
is very hodgepodgey.
No. I'm gonna bring you to some CVS's. You be like, I shouldn't be in this area.
I love CVS.
But I just think that we should be like equally responsible for that. But that's a situation that's not.
It's not on the table.
Yeah, it's not on the table right now. That's a different thing I'm trying to lobby.
Something else. You said if you allowed a man to come in you,
Yeah.
you did it. You did it.
You allowed him to have sex with you.
No.
A condom, because there are female condoms. So you were just as irresponsible as he was. He has condoms. You have
I'm
condoms.
even saying none of that is not true. But instead of your words being that you were responsible for coming in her, knowing that you shouldn't have done that.
She don't control the ski.
She controls the glove that's inside her vagina.
Allowing
Wait,
you to
what?
do that.
She controls the glove she can put inside her vagina. So if she puts in that glove, we call a glove as a
Female
condom.
Yeah, but even if she has a female condom, she still doesn't control the ski.
No,
It's like
no,
me
no.
saying, "Oh, I got shot," but
No,
I
she
should have controlled
Time
that
out.
bullet.
She controls the skeet going inside her technically, because the skeet is actually inside of a rubber glove. It's never actually inside of her body, unless it broke, which that's unfortunate for either way. But my thing is, you got to have the same responsibility. Like,
I mean, I don't think it's the same, but
it's not the same because it's a double standard, but it is the same in a sense of there's a way to buy female condoms. There's a way to buy male condoms. You should be protecting yourself, and he should be protecting himself. And if he's being careless, and if you're being careless, then you are both being equally careless, and you are both should be held to the same decision.
Hold on. Have you ever checked, you got your female condom? Have you ever did that? Because I'm just
I'm not even a
don't
condom
think-
guy, to be honest with you.
It's
So
that-
it's not.
no, condoms is
We
not
talking about.
Yuck.
I'm not the person to be talking about condoms. Let's say if there's a husband and a wife and a guy gets a vasectomy, his body, his choice. Is it a problem with his wife, or should there be a problem?
I also feel like as husband and wife, that should be a conversation. No matter if you want to do that with your body, fine. But that should be a conversation with your wife. But it might be a problem if the wife wants more kids.
What is the actual problem? I want to understand the severity of the problem.
Doing it without having a discussion.
No, I get it. But like, is the problem like means for divorce? Is the problem like, okay, it's a conversation or maybe even an argument, and then we find a solution and we work through it? Like, what is that
I
problem?
think that depends on the person. I don't think that I would be looking at divorce for that reason. But I would like to know, and not saying anything prior to, and also keeping it a secret is, why?
Yeah, I think I'd be one like, why? Yeah, well, I would be just question like, why wouldn't you say nothing?
Well, I tell you what, right? There is a video I watched.
You fucking other people and you're scared?
No, maybe. So look, I'm gonna say, look. I watched this video, right? And nowadays we don't know if these are real or not. But there was two couples that were arguing, and she was like so excited because she was telling him that she was pregnant, and he was like, "By who?" She's like, "By you." What the fuck you mean by you? He's like, "I had a vasectomy last year. Who the fuck is you pregnant by?"
But vasectomies aren't 100%.
Yeah, well, hey, listen.
Clearly, he didn't know that.
Yeah, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it's actually his. So what happens if it wasn't? We just had a situation. Finesse 2 times just found out that child isn't his, and he was the one promoting it, and he was so happy that it was his daughter. I believe it was a daughter. And he just found out that child is not his, and he was broke.
How was the child?
I'm not too sure. I only saw baby pictures.
Oh, it's a baby. Okay.
So no, I only saw baby pictures. It could have been, she could have been 2, 1, 15 months. I would assume it's relatively recent, within the last year. And he was like, and even it was crazy because the Shade Room posted it.
I actually like Finesse 2 times. I like his he a Memphis rapper.
So like, and the crazy thing is he was
absolutely
like, he was saying that it was bad. It looked worse because they had the picture, and he was like, yeah, I was trying to keep it a secret, or she was saying he was trying to keep it a secret, but he was too excited because he had posted it on his stories like, oh, I'm a dad, blah 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 blah, and come to find out that baby ain't even his.
That's sad.
Sorry to that, man.
And I think it happens so much more than we actually speak about, which is
because no man wants to speak about.
Well, no, it's because no man really knows. Because even if I said, hey, we've been married for 20 years, I want to test my child with you. I want to do a DNA test.
I think it's fair.
Would you feel disrespected?
Yeah.
I would feel hurt. I would.
I'd be like, go and test this little nigga. Yeah.
I would
Like, because maybe it ain't. And I'm going to go to the nigga it belong to.
Oh, that sounds crazy. You had me and then you lost.
I'm gonna let you do it, but I'm gonna be really pissed off.
I would.
Why would you be pissed?
I wouldn't be pissed at all.
I would be pissed.
If a guy,
That stuff be happening.
if
So
a
I
guy
can
can carry a baby, look, and this is impossible. But if a guy, well, I don't know.
Y'all be doing too much fucked up
If a
stuff,
guy can carry a baby, he's like, yeah, man, that's yours.
That's different. Hold on, because you know that's different. Because
Why is it different?
men be all over the
Thank you.
street.
No. Let's say I don't know how he would fucking get pregnant. I have zero clue.
Through the booty.
That sounds crazy. No diddy. So let's just say, but like, women cheat better than men, allegedly.
Okay, wait, hold on. I'm going back to your original example. Are we married and you're coming to test our children?
We'll do both. Give me both answers.
Because in that case, if my husband came and said I'm pregnant, I mean it's yours. Duh. Why would you even be saying that? Of course it's mine.
You really think so? That's nuts. You know how you haven't.
She's saying they're married.
Yeah, so I don't mean shit. There was a.
Well, hold on. It doesn't mean anything, but I don't think a husband will come to a wife and say, yeah, it's yours.
Why not? It's
Because
easy.
why would you have to say that part? Because you even saying that part.
Oh no, saying it's yours. No.
Exactly.
No.
But you even
Well,
saying that would make me want to question. You sure?
Okay, so if your
Why do you
husband
have to
came to
say
you and
that?
said, "Hey, babe, guess what? I'm pregnant. You're just like, oh, wow, it's really mine.
Test that little nigga
Test that little
right now.
Yeah, because I don't trust nada now, nada.
Test him.
All right, what if it's not your husband? What if it's just your boyfriend you've been dating for 2 years?
Test him twice.
Well, you see, I'm
Is it
going
right.
to give
Different
the
companies.
person the opportunity to tell me if they've been sleeping with anyone.
Oh, you guys were
else
in a committed
before
relationship.
I start asking to test little niggas. Like,
So wait. I'm not gonna lie, right? My daughter came out and I was like, I don't know, this shit really look like me.
I'm gonna need you to stop saying this publicly.
But like, but
No, leave it in.
no, you can leave
I
it.
hate when he says.
First of all, I say,
shut up.
well, yes, but like I said, I'm like, I gotta let my daughter thaw out a little bit because they all look crazy.
They look like aliens.
Yeah, they all look crazy. I'm not a baby guy. I think all babies are ugly. My baby, your baby, they're both ugly, right? And that's my opinion. But once you start thawing out, I was like, oh shit, this gotta be mine. But then I thought about it because I was like, I wonder if my girl got a type. Let me go through all her exes. Because if we all look alike, this could be easily.
Why not just ask? Like, let me test the baby.
The thing is,
Gens don't lie though.
what are you telling me?
Right, exactly. Test the baby.
No. I'm saying like that baby got sure nose. You gonna be looking for her other niggas to have the same nose as you because it might be his.
My nose and her nose can make a nose that look like somebody's nose. I don't know what kind of nose and who knows at that point. You just blending genes together.
That baby got
Yo,
your
I'm not gonna
whole
lie.
nose and mouth.
I'm not
area.
gonna lie. I have a family member, and I have a family member
You don't need to know.
who has
You
a
know
daughter.
who it is.
Who has a daughter, right?
He told us.
And it was like
Cousin.
she was like 8 or 9 years old. Mind you, to this day, still looks like his twin, and it wasn't his. I swear to God on everything I love.
It's the brothers.
It's not his. And that's another thing.
It's the brothers.
So
Oh, y'all shocked?
they're not thinking. They're not thinking. They're not thinking.
I mean, like, man, me and my grandma used to sit up and like, I know a lot of like family like secrets and drama. And so like, if you say something like that in my mind, I'm like, oh, duh, it's the brothers.
Or the uncle.
Yeah, like it's definitely somebody.
And the family.
Did he go away for a while or something? No, I'm just saying.
Yep,
sometimes
he went away.
Yeah. Well, the baby was already born, right? I think let's say like 2 or 3. And he was gone for like 3 years. But that's what I'm saying. Listen.
You know why I asked that? Some girl on the radio. I was listening to Power 105 the other day, and some girl on the radio, she said that she messed with her baby daddy's brother when he was away.
That's
He
why.
went to jail for a couple of years.
I mean,
And I could never be a
it's
twin.
kind of like the same,
It's the same.
right? Like,
Definitely the same.
right?
The same.
Ain't no point in making a big deal out of nothing at that point.
Especially, imagine if twins run in your family.
Yeah, calm down.
Niggas could look alike real easily.
I'm not gonna lie, like on my mom's side of the family, my mom is like her and like a good majority of her first cousins all look like siblings.
Mhm.
The genes are just so strong. Like I remember when I got married, I had some friends. I'm like, oh yeah, we met your aunties. I was like, I ain't got no aunties. My mama has 0 sisters, and my daddy has 1 sister, and she wasn't in my wedding, so I have no aunties. Like blood, obviously.
Your cousin.
And I was like, those are my mom's first cousins.
Mm-hmm.
They literally all look alike.
My daughter.
No, I just think that like the genes are just really, really strong.
My
Not stronger than my daddy's, but because I don't like my mama, but
me, my sister, when we were kids, they used to think we were twins. My daughter looked just like us 3. My sister's 2 kids look like just like we all look alike. You put all of our baby pictures, you could tell because of the age of the photo, right? But if you put all these pictures together, you would think they're all the same.
Yeah.
And we like super mixed. Like I don't know how the fuck this shit like even work, but
I have like a really good blend of my parents that I don't look just like either one of them.
I feel like your child will look exactly like you. Same head, everything.
I hope so.
peanut head.
And it's gonna be a boy. And you'll be like,
No, honestly, I could always picture myself as a boy. I'm like, I think that my son
as a
would be
boy?
so cute. Yeah, because I think that I would make a very handsome boy. I'm like,
What's
I'm like,
going
My
on?
son would be so cute.
I know we're about to close, but there was only there was one thing that I think that no one really addresses, when it comes to talking about Roe v. Wade and women's bodily choices and rights or whatever.
Oh, I've been peeped that. Should I have said something?
No, it's on my dash. I took it out.
Okay.
Anyway,
I'm thinking like, you don't got your nose ringing.
You should have
just
said
like
something.
a hole in your.
Sorry. I really think that
Been thought that.
if that's gonna be an issue, they really do need to think about the consequences and how laws in the states are changed with respect to blood testing children when they're born. Because I don't think it's fair. You bring a child into this world, assuming that it's this man's child, and like now he didn't have a chance to say, "Oh, I don't want the kid." She didn't either. It's brought in. It's like, so now what? Who's responsible for it? We know the mother is because she birthed it, but it's like, what man is responsible now? I think if that continues, or if women continue to not have those federally regulated rights, really, I would say the states have to fill in the blanks. But no, it's not.
Is that something you can sue the state for?
I don't think you can. First of all, I think it should have been happened. Like, you should be blood testing kids, like doing paternity tests.
See, during the pregnancy, you can now find out.
No, after. No, because they got to put like a needle in your fucking belly button.
Let that shit happen, because let it happen.
Wait.
As a man, I mean, obviously you are all ladies, but as a man going through a pregnancy, thinking that this baby is yours, and you going throughout all of this, and mind you, dealing with a pregnant woman is like borderline hell. And
Imagine being the pregnant woman.
fuck it, I don't know, but she chose that.
She chose that.
So look, imagine going through this whole situation, and then you test the baby. 9 months of this shit. That's a whole year damn near. And then you test the baby, and just to find out that it wasn't yours. If there is a way, needle in the belly button, blood, whatever, sample test, let's figure this shit out.
Needle in your dick. How about that?
No, because my dick is no problem.
But that's the way the science was made.
No, needle.
It's a needle in the dick.
No,
and then that's how you. Yes, it is.
Is it?
Yes.
That seems really uncomfortable.
I could swab my mouth or something.
No, the baby's not here. You can't swab a baby's mouth that's in utero.
I don't
Needle in the dick.
Would you just need my semen or something? Would you need my blood?
Oh, but see, now it's a problem.
Because we're not doing that.
Now it's a
How
problem.
we go from needle to a belly button? How about this? We both take needles in the stomach. I mean, look, if there's a way, I feel like we should be testing it should be mandatory.
I really believe that if men wanted that to happen, if men truly wanted that to happen, it would have happened by now. Yeah. Because
They'd be scared themselves.
I don't think so.
No,
I honestly,
I'm gonna tell you, look. You know what I'm saying.
I don't.
You a lie.
And then get the whisper.
Bro, listen, my sister's been pregnant twice. I know, actually, both of them. My girl's been pregnant. I dealt with another girl who was pregnant in my life before. It's like it's always nuts. It fucking is. God, like it definitely is. And that was nuts. No, you can tell me.
Rico, take yourself out of it. Just like men in general, and so when I make that statement, I think that men in general should have the right to test a child when it's born
Or before.
Before is different, because before, that means you are violating. Well, not violating, but like it requires the mother's consent because you have to take blood from her body. But I think after the baby is here, I do think that it should be a law. And personally, I guess right now it's states' rights. So if your state doesn't have like an opportunity for a woman to have an abortion, then that means that they should provide for a father to have a blood test when the child is here. To establish paternity. I think that there should be when it comes to states' rights, which is where Roe v. Wade is right now, because the states control it. That means that a baby is gonna come into the world or not, regardless of who the daddy is. That being said, I think that the states should also provide for free of charge, paid for by the state, for there to be a paternity test for that child. Because I don't think it's fair for a man, to unknowingly raise a child that's not his. I just don't think it's fair. Actually, for this to be almost 2025, for there to not be a mandatory blood test to establish paternity is absolutely disgusting and ridiculous.
I would only add.
I said it, Aaron Campbell.
And I agree. I would only add. Well, I would add two things.
Don't add nothing to my. Don't add nothing.
I would say the same thing. Whether or not scratch the whole Roe v. Wade, whatever the decision is, I think it should always be a mandatory test. But I think it should also.
But I don't think it can be. I don't think it should be free. I'm saying.
I think it should be free no matter what. Right? My opinion. It should be free no matter what. Right? And it should be free during the pregnancy. And here's the thing. When a woman is pregnant and a man is unsure if this is actually his baby, right? He would treat this woman differently throughout her pregnancy.
Hopefully.
Now, look, when he treats this woman differently throughout her pregnancy, rightfully so, she's going to gain some type of emotional, it could be regret, anger, it could be so many different feelings that are going to be harvested towards him because of the way he's treating her during her pregnancy. Now, what happens is once this baby is now born, God willing, the way she felt, she will never forget. She's not going to forget what he was to her or what he wasn't to her while she was pregnant. And if that baby is his, now he has to go out throughout this process of trying to regain that trust back. If that baby isn't his, then obviously he's going to feel, relieved. The problem is you're gambling either way. I was listening to Hot 97, and there was a woman who was asking for advice, right? And the advice that she was asking was because she was seeing this guy, and as she was seeing them, they weren't serious, and she got pregnant by him. And when she got pregnant, he started giving her the cold shoulder. She said she didn't understand why. But then he would pop back up every month or so. He was very inconsistent, but in a way consistent, right? And she was asking them, should she tell him the date that she's supposed to, have this child? Should she make him aware, or should she just keep him at bay since he was really inconsistent and not really there and present throughout her pregnancy? And they were going and they were exchanging their opinions. Some of them said, nah, he doesn't deserve, he wasn't there this whole time, then he doesn't need to know. But the problem is, if that baby is his, her feelings is now going to create a war, right? She's going to lose a battle, right? I mean, she's going to lose a war to win a battle. It's going to create a separation from the start of this child's life if it is his. So the thing is,
but who did that though?
Well, he
was about to say, you're explaining a woman's reaction to how a man reacts.
It's her reaction.
Yeah, but I'm saying most of the time when a woman is pregnant, like when she's pregnant and that man is not present, when that man is an asshole and he's treating her bad while she's pregnant, this is probably one of the most, if not the most emotional, hormone-wise that she's ever going to endure in her life. She's not going to forget this. The thing is, so like, and listen, let's just say I'm dating a girl and we've been dating for 8 months, right? 8 months is a good enough time to know somebody, but it's not a good enough time to know somebody, right? Let's say she gets pregnant. Now she's pregnant. I'm still in my mind thinking like, shit, if I could get her pregnant in 8 months and I was fucking her raw for the last 2-3 months, there's probably somebody else doing it too. Is this really my baby? Do I really need to keep her along my side the entire time? Because I don't know. So what I would say and suggest is that if there is a non-invasive way to actually have a woman test if that baby is theirs as early as 7 weeks, then I think it should be mandatory.
I'm just going to go back to something I said a little while ago in the conversation. Why are we jumping to testing instead of talking about if any of them have been with other people?
You think people don't lie?
when there's a baby involved and
They
it might
fucking
not
lie
be-
too.
Okay, well, give them the opportunity
Do
to
you watch
see what
Maury?
they say.
Do you watch Maury?
I love Maury.
How many times have How many times have these people have thought these children were theirs and they were not? How many times have we saw the vice
know
versa?
that they're not always true, right?
What the storyline you're saying?
Yeah,
Or the episode?
yeah.
But you know that they've gotten it from real life situations.
Okay, true. I'm not saying this shit doesn't happen, but I'm saying you automatically thinking the worst, saying, is that my baby? I don't know. She could have been doing blah, blah, blah. If that's how you feel, yo, have you been sexually involved with anybody else in the past few months? Or is this 100% my child?
Women are not gonna.
Is that not okay for you to ask? Because I think that that's 100% okay for you to ask.
Yeah, you're not gonna get the truth.
But the thing is that the truth is going to eventually come out. So whether she's truthful about it now or 5 months from now, it won't change the outcome.
But the thing is, and I'm gonna say this: I believe today the world is so fucked up. People don't trust anyone's word, right? You got to think about, even in business. Business you used to be able to do handshake deals. You can't do that nowadays. But nobody, I don't want to say nobody, but a lot of people are not honoring their word. A lot of people are lying. And she could actually say, yo, you know what? I slept with this dude on this day. The doctor is telling me that I got pregnant on this day, right? But first of all, the way that they actually determined when she was it conceived? It isn't always accurate. It's actually far from accurate, right? It's just a roundabout time.
I was about to say,
It's a
you a week roundabout?
About about 2 weeks is a half a month. It's about 2 weeks off of this bitch, right? So in a half a month, there's a lot of shit that can happen in 2 weeks. So now she could say, listen, well, the doctor said this. That means I was with you during this time. But really, she could have been with this person over here, and it might have been his. I say that to say, if there's a way to actually, 7-8 weeks, which is usually around the
It's a
time.
needle in your dick.
They can't be
No, it's
that much
not.
off. They can't be 2 weeks off, because then that'll fuck up how many weeks along is she.
Let me tell you a real story, because you clearly don't know, all right? So I have a daughter, okay?
I know.
My girl came to New Jersey on June
I don't think we need all these details.
July 22nd, right?
I don't think we need these details.
Because he's about to say something like the doctor said that
She was pregnant, but a week before that. So
this, and oh my God,
Exactly.
she didn't even come to New Jersey at that time. She was still in California, so it must be a California.
I don't think we need
But
these details.
But what I'm saying is that is the reality, right? So now, but then we can say that my daughter's my twin. So it's
He says I can say that because my daughter.
I'm just saying.
So
What I'm saying is that if
It's a
there's a
needle in your
way
dick.
if there's a way to find out that is non-invasive, because I don't think that anybody should be having needles in their dicks or vaginas.
your belly
I
button.
was like, or a belly button.
Fuck it, the belly button it is. That can find a way to see if that child is that man's as early as 7 weeks. I think we should do that and be proactive that way. If he's going to be a scumbag throughout her pregnancy, he was a conscious scumbag, not a skeptical one. That's all.
Just make sure you're paying the $700.
It's
Yeah, no,
17. But it also, no, I'm saying it should be covered by the state.
It should not be covered by the state.
Yes, that's what I'm
Should
saying.
not. After the birth, once the child can actually be a burden to the state, is at the point. That is when.
That's okay. I still stand by what I said.
Wait, the rush to figure out paternity is none of their
Guys, listen, the rush to figure out paternity is not for the man. It's for the state. And the state is going to act in the benefit of the state. So that the child is not a burden to the state, they want to establish paternity. And for that, it should be free. The state, not free, but the state should be paying for it. It's the state trying to figure out, like, who baby this is, who's paying for this. Is it Chris? Is it Jason? Whatever. I know it ain't mine. The state's saying it ain't mine. So we need to figure out, because
There's some people who are paying child support because they signed a birth certificate.
They shouldn't have signed it.
But what I'm saying is, but that's what I'm saying is the reason why it should be paid for by the state and done before any signatures of anything, because there's going to be potentially a man who's really responsible for a kid, sometimes even walking around with their last name, and it ain't theirs.
And how is that exposure for the state?
What do you mean by exposure?
How is that a risk for the state? They don't care.
No, I get that. No.
Right, that's what I'm saying. The state is only going to act for the state because it's the state who has to step in when they have to provide social services. Yeah, like really, but that's what the status quo is right now.
Yeah, no, I get that. I understood what you were saying, but I was just saying in general, despite Roe versus Wade, whatever is on the current event topic of right now, or the last year or two, I'm saying in general, this should be the way shit works. Whether it's without it, whether it is at the forefront, whether it isn't, this should be the way this shit works.
But why?
Well, because simply, I mean, you got a lot of kids out here.
Can I rephrase it? Why would the state pay for that? Like, what benefit is it to the state to pay $1,700 to figure that out? If there's no risk to the state.
I think that from a monetary aspect, there really is no benefit for the state in terms of monetary. But if the state or if this government is for the people,
it's not.
Well, I'm just saying, is it?
It's not.
It's supposed to be for the people, right?
I'm supposed to be rich.
Yeah, and you are. So look,
oh my God, Rico's like third party. Why don't we have a third party?
No, but I'm saying is what I'm saying is this. But that's so we're not, a Lamborghini, monetary things is nowhere near the same severity of an actual human being, right? And these human beings grow up to be a person in the state. This person who doesn't have a family or a father that they don't know could turn up being a fucking serial killer. Take care of it from the beginning. We have asked everything.
No, because it's a different process at 7 weeks than it is at when the baby.
But you worry about a needle?
Wait, so what we doing? We gonna take the paternity at 9 weeks. Then the baby dies 6 months. Now we wasted a whole 1,700. Talking about money. It's all about money. What do y'all think? Oh my God.
Yeah. There is no benefit to them to pay for it.
Thank you.
Early. But we
don't live in Norway.
So
but that's the problem.
They should be paying for it after. We're all in agreement of that.
We're not.
Don't sign the birth certificate until they get back to you with the results.
Yeah,
that's it.
That's fair.
Don't say we're all in agreement, by the way.
Oh, besides Rico.
Besides me.
Do not sign the birth certificate unless the state comes back to you with the results for the paternity and tells you you're the father.
Period.
Yeah.
But lovely conversation, guys. I think that this really gave a very real life illustration of how our votes impact just our everyday lives. Just, people are like, oh, I'm pro-life, I'm abortion that. But people are just kind of speaking in ideas and platitudes or whatever. But I think that no one's really thinking about it when it comes to like Jason down the street who dealing with Josephine. Sorry. Sugar.
No, it's not. It's not my baby.
I think that aside from like all of our opinions and ideas about things, people should have left this episode today learning something.
Yeah, at least how the what the Congress is. Y'all need to play I'm Just a Bill. Like, I'm gonna tell you what y'all niggas do need. Y'all need Schoolhouse Rock. I heard it's back on TV somewhere.
Schoolhouse Rock.
See? That's how he know what the Congress was.
What is Schoolhouse Rock?
Just calm down.
It's a TV show?
Just let it go. Just don't worry. It let us all know from a very young age, even without having had a civics class, how a bill like starts from a notepad and gets like
ground up.
Yeah.
We don't even have television. We got streaming. So You think they're gonna? Why would it be lucrative for them to not give their ad placement?
No, but you're right. But it's not lucrative for us to know. That's the thing. Because, again, they want you to be uninformed.
No, I'm saying for like Netflix, they got this movie.
No. I'm just saying, like, in general, I think for the people who are in power, it's not to their benefit for, like, us regular voters to know how shit works. Because they got you thinking, oh, it's all about the president. But it's not.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying.
But that's why I hate the fact that we have, and I'm going to wrap this, I'm going to start. I just hate the fact that we have such a highlight on the president, but not as nowhere near as big as a highlight on every other portion.
But it is.
No, that's very much important, but I'm saying it's not as marketed and advertised, I'm saying.
Okay.
I think it is.
We hear you.
I definitely.
Just like I know about Bowman. I don't even vote here. I know about everything that's going on in Jersey, everything that's going on in New York. I literally don't even vote here. Like.
Doesn't make it advertised, it just makes you knowledgeable.
But how do I know about it?
Because you seek the knowledge.
Okay.
Sorry.
Well, as you can see, these two won't shut up. This is what the politics gets going up in here. But we are very excited to be back. This was a good first episode back for this season, and there are very much more episodes to come. So tune in. We'll see you guys next week.